You NFL fans know who the elite quarterbacks are. Two-time NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers is one of them. How about four-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady? Hey, that Drew Brees guy, aka Mr. 4,000 passing yards and 30 touchdowns every year, is pretty good himself. You also all know who the not very good quarterbacks are. But which of those not-so-good quarterbacks are still getting too much love? And today we present to you the NFL's 8 most overrated quarterbacks. Number 8, Andy Dalton. Most of you know Dalton's not elite, but the Cincinnati Bengals sure treat him like he is. This is a guy who has yet to win a single playoff game. He's 0-4 in the playoffs with 1 touchdown and 6 interceptions. Yet the Bengals gave him a 6-year, $115 million contract, even though he's only passed for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns once in his career. Dalton is above average, but he's not even close to being a star. Having A.J. Green, a top 5 receiver, and a stout running back in Jeremy Hill sure makes him look better than he really is. Number 7, Tony Romo. Most of you hated on Romo for his lack of playoff success. Then he looked great in 2014 as Big D made the playoffs. Then you saw Romo's Cowboys collapse when he missed most of all of 2015. So he's clearly important to this team, right? Well, not quite. Seeing how Dak Prescott's filled in admirably in Romo's absence, it's clear Romo isn't as great as many thought. Their offensive line is the NFL's best. Des Bryant is an elite wide receiver, and the ground game is always going to carry this offense. Would Romo have been that great in 2014 without DeMarco Murray and a great O-line? No. He's a very good QB, but he'll never be elite. To be fair to Romo, no QB in Dallas will ever be good enough unless they win multiple Super Bowls. Number 6, Matthew Stafford. Stafford's going to go down as the greatest quarterback in Lions history, which goes to show just how sad this franchise has been. The first pick of the 2009 draft has been a very good quarterback, but he's far from elite. Stafford only has 2 playoff appearances in his career, and they were lackluster performances in which he lost both. In his last 5 seasons, Stafford has tossed for at least 4,000 yards, but he's throwing close to 20 interceptions each year. He's good enough to put up stats, but he doesn't do enough to help the Lions win, overrated in our books. Number 5, Philip Rivers. It feels very, very wrong to put Rivers on here. Even though he's played for one of the worst-run organizations in pro sports, he's thrown for over 4,000 yards all but 1 season since 2008. But here's the deal. He's had that future Hall of Fame tight end Antonio Gates to throw to. Even besides Gates, how about Pro Bowl receivers Vincent Jackson and Keenan Allen? While Rivers had Gates and Jackson, he also had superstar running back LaDainian and Tomlinson. But he won just 3 playoff games with those guys. He's put up the stats, but he hasn't done enough to bring the Chargers some playoff success. This is despite the team having a top 10 defensive unit for years. The best QBs win. They don't put up stats on losing teams every season. And his interceptions need to stop in late game situations. Number 4, Joe Flacco. His 10-5 playoff record, 3 AFC Championship appearances, 2 playoff wins over Tom Brady and Super Bowl 47 ring, and MVP appear great on paper. A closer look though, and you'll see Mr. Flacco may not even be an average quarterback. The $120 million man has had 1 great season in his career. If great means 3,986 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Flacco has yet to toss for 4,000 yards, has yet to throw for 30 touchdowns, and has thrown double-digit interceptions every year since entering the league in 2008. To his credit, he saves his best for the postseason, but he's still far from elite in our opinion. Number 3, Eli Manning. The younger brother of Peyton is considered elite by some because of A, well, his brother, and B, he's won a pair of Super Bowls by taking down Tom Brady's New England Patriots. Manning is 8-3 in the playoffs, has beaten Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Tony Romo, and Brett Favre in the playoffs, but make no mistake, the stats show he's mediocre. His 59.6 career completion percentage isn't that spectacular. He has 7 seasons of 15-plus interceptions and only has a trio of 30-touchdown seasons, with 2 of them coming in the last 2 seasons. Manning saves his best for crunch time, like Flacco, but his regular season stats show he's not as good as you may think. Number 2, Carson Palmer. Palmer used to be a pretty good but not great quarterback with the Cincinnati Bengals. Then he was a disappointment with the Oakland Raiders, but suddenly he looks great with the Arizona Cardinals. Let's attribute his success in the red jersey to quarterback guru/head coach Bruce Arians. He's made Palmer didn't make himself. Palmer has also had the luxury of throwing to the top receiver of his generation in Larry Fitzgerald, who has made his QBs look better than they really are for the past decade. Also, top 3 NFL running back David Johnson helps Palmer look elite. Palmer has just 2 seasons, with 30 touchdowns and throws double-digit picks with ease each season. Give him credit for looking like a star in Arizona, but it's the team that made him look better. He himself is not that special. And number 1, Matt Ryan. So you think he's a star quarterback? Well, Having Julio Jones, the NFL's best wide receiver of the last 5 years, sure helps. Remember when Jones missed most of 2013? Matty Ice had just 16 touchdowns and 14 picks without his star receiver. He also had the best tight end ever in Tony Gonzalez to throw to. Shall we mention perennial Pro Bowler Roddy White as well? Though he's always putting up 4,000 yards, Ryan only has one season of 30 touchdowns and nears 20 picks every season. We hereby declare Ryan as an above-average QB thanks to Jones, but an overrated one because he himself isn't that great. Remember, he does have just one playoff win. Which quarterback do you think is the most overrated? Join us in the comments below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.